It's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players bump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores at the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Second period.
The Bunker Project podcast episode number 129.
Oh my God, already? You know that lyrics?
Yep.
They dated that song big time. Bobby Orr, I think, was mentioned.
Yeah, but there's been another Bobby since then.
Really?
I think so.
Wow.
I can't think of one.
This
but-
was like who's the superstar Canadian everybody knows in the US?
the
He's
guy
down
who
in the
went
States
to
and
Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, Wayne. I mean, this is like Wayne grew up thinking Bobby Orr as the biggest, most important person.
You mean Gordie Howe?
Oh, and Gordie Howe, yeah, and was it Mad Rocket Sherrard or something like that? Those were the great. These guys used to skate. Yeah, Maurice. They used to
Maurice
skate.
the Rocket Richard.
Skate without any protective headgear, and all of them, whenever they were being interviewed in CBC many years ago, they grin, and all of them had their front teeth missing.
Isn't it also true that, they started wearing a cup about 50 years before they decided maybe they should wear helmets?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
well,
of course, it's a
funny.
much more useful device. I mean, you can be brain dead and still have great sex. But
It's
I mean,
hilarious watching the old, or looking at the old pictures with the people, the goaltender sitting there with, you see his full head of hair and there's a puck flying by his head. Hilarious. But anyway,
Yeah, and that-
Stompin' Tom Connors passed away today. It's 77, so that's why we.
Yeah.
played his
You know what it
song.
was? Too much chili. Ring of Fire. That was his other famous one. You know that one?
Yeah.
Ring of Fire.
Down,
was
down.
That
Ring
was
of Fire.
That was Johnny Cash.
Cash.
Bob.
That was
Johnny Cash.
Yeah, but he used to play his stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, Stompin' Tom Connors. He was famous
He did a cover
for.
once.
He was famous for bringing a piece of plywood to all his
Yes.
gigs, and he used to stomp through a half-inch or three-quarters inch of piece of plywood in 2 or 3 shows, and he'd go bang, bang, bang. Amazing. His right knee must have been screwed big time. I mean, either that, or it was just this monster, gnarly piece of muscle. Yeah, a lot of gristle. Anyways, that's enough Canadian, I think, for this show.
Yeah, did we mention the show is brought to you by Wix.com?
No, it's not.
No, not anymore.
No,
Is it?
No,
Oh, are
he's
we
officially
officially done?
quit.
Yes. Yeah.
Arik is no longer with Wix, so we don't
He's
have
put
to
in his notice.
give him
No, on Facebook.
specials. No, he's
Yeah.
On
officially
Facebook,
gone.
he
He's
said he was
out
gone.
of there.
Said time for some unemployment time. I saw that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
exactly.
we're not sponsored by Wix.
So if
anymore.
you'd like to sponsor us, please call us anytime. Actually, we're trying to get a beer company to sponsor us because we drink so much damn black beer. It's
I hold
just
the,
so delicious.
envelope in my hand right
The
now.
envelope of ill repute.
Yeah.
Hell of a deal.
All right, so what are we talking about today on the Bunker Show?
Well, let's do a round table.
Yeah, we'll do the round table.
Well, let's talk about what we're going to talk about, and then the round table, they can...
Yeah.
We're so organized.
So we're going to talk about
Jesus,
what we're going to talk
good.
about first, and that we're going to talk about Twitter today.
Yay.
We're going to talk a little bit about Clarity in the first segment because we interviewed Dan Martell, the CEO of Clarity.
Yeah, cool guy.
And real cool guy. We'll play a clip from there and talk a little bit about Clarity. Then we'll get into Twitter. And for the roundtable introductions, we can say name, Twitter handle, and maybe your Twitter pet peeve or how
Twitter,
you're using
Twitter tip. Or Twitter tip.
Yeah, Twitter tip or Twitter pet peeve.
Cool. Excellent. So I'll start. So it's at Bob Garlick, Garlick, like everything. And I would say my pet peeve is people that direct message me. I hate that. I think it's a function they should just yank. And Twitter is, if you use it, and I don't say that I use it well at all, but if you're a superstar user, it's all about the interaction. It's the back and forth, and forth. It's like walkie-talkie communications is my best description I've ever heard of it. So I would say the direct messaging just bugs people. And it's misused the most. So Andrew,
I agree. I don't like the direct messages, and I would like them if it wasn't full of spam.
Right.
That's my problem with direct messages.
Okay.
Yeah, I find that 90% of the direct messages that I get are bot or just automated direct messages. That follow my website. If you follow a person,
Yeah.
Yeah, or
you
follow
get
me on
those a lot.
Facebook. Well, I think people just don't know what to use it for. So, and they don't want like
Just
getting.
don't. I mean, I've
Yeah,
used it.
just
I've used
say
it.
no.
I've used it where people have contacted me to
Nope,
get
can't
more
hear Margaret's
information.
I
Keep
can't hear
going.
Margaret.
You
Oh.
can't hear it well. Just lucky, I guess.
Oh, because you turned down the music. Turn me back up.
You're there. You're there.
Yeah, so I've used it before when people have contacted me because they want to do business with me, and then we used DM just to get contact information to get off Twitter. But that's only I would never auto DM. I think they should just be banned.
All right. So we got 2 strikes against auto DM or DM in itself. Andrew, what's your Twitter?
My Twitter is @podcast hero, and my Twitter pet peeve is it's going to be the same thing. I hate it when I get all this spam in my DM on Twitter, because it really does kind of ruin the whole direct message from someone that you know, or someone that wants to talk to you with a legitimate message. So
Why can't they just email you?
yeah, but I mean, maybe they only follow. We connect on Twitter, and that's where we communicate on without replies or whatever. And they want to send me a private message, and I don't get it because I don't check very often because it's all spam.
Yeah.
Partially my fault, but
Well, your choice. I
that's,
mean,
I don't like to communicate via DM.
well, all my DM mail goes into a box, and then in a day and a half, it dumps all the stuff in that box. So if you send me a DM, I don't know, you don't even appear on my radar. It's like hundreds and hundreds of DMs just do not register in that box, and that's the great thing about email automation. Use your email automation.
Yes.
It's an amazing device, and it just blows me away.
Yeah,
people
auto
that don't use it.
filtering and
big difference.
labels and multiple inboxes if you want to go that route.
Yep, absolutely.
Do we got Sanj? Do we got his?
Yep.
Big
Sanj
Sanj.
Sukarkar, Genesis Designs. Twitter handle is @Genesis Designs. My biggest pet peeve is when people are running late for an appointment and they send me a tweet, like they tweet me saying that they're running late.
Yeah, it's like, what's the...
No, stop it. Stop
Hello?
it. Call me or send me a text message on my phone. Don't tweet.
Yeah. Even with a text message, if you're going to be late, you got to talk to the person and say, hey, I am going to be late, and leave a message on their phone.
You bet.
It's, oh, my God. I have people... That's what's one of the biggest problems with social media. Some people like to talk to me through Facebook. Some people like to tweet to me. Some people like to use text messaging, and some people phone me. I mean, and then email. I can't monitor all that stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. So as much as possible, I try and have email alerts because I'm constantly checking my email. A ridiculous amount of time, 60, 70 times a day. I mean, it's crazy. But you ever do your email, you check email, and then
Yeah.
you wait for 2 or 3 seconds. Check it again. And 2 or 3 emails come through. It's
That's right.
amazing. It's addictive, actually.
That's how I actually found out that Mateo was on the way.
Wow, he emailed you
Email?
from the
Valerie,
womb?
Valerie
Great
tweeted and said,
reception.
I'm a little late.
Now there's email filtering.
I'm just kidding. Never happened. She doesn't even use Twitter.
Okay, cool.
Okay, Margaret at BC_insurance gal. So yes, biggest pet peeve is the stupid direct selling through Twitter. Say, you wouldn't walk up to a stranger and start selling to them. So why do you do that the first time you meet someone online? Social media foreplay, people. It's important in life, all sorts of life.
You like that floor play stuff because you brought that up on other shows. and
Well,
it's
I
important
did
to
make
you.
the YouTube rant called social media foreplay.
Yep.
So yes.
Yeah, you got a lot of hits on that, baby. I get, it's keywords. It's all about keywords. If you put in there like sexy blonde or...
That's not written anywhere in the keywords.
I'm just getting the dirtiest look
That's
from the
what
2 sexy
Starbucks
blondes
is doing. What is it? The
The blonde roast.
blonde roast.
Yeah, I love going in there and asking for a tall blonde. Can you make him rich?
A buff, tall blonde. Big B.
At B Sainsbury on Twitter. At WTT Women Talking Tech on Twitter.
Sweet.
So my pet peeve is people who use your Twitter ID to, I don't know, they don't even follow you. They don't do anything except they put their little spew their stuff out, and then they put your Twitter ID at the end.
Oh.
And because you've got a large following,
Hijack.
Yeah, it is. It's hijacked. And I guess because you've got a large following, they assume that...
That's true. You know, it's like sorry to interrupt, but I had someone. It's like I'd posted out a tweet about something about insurance, like I do occasionally, and this person said, "Oh, hey, that's great. You should ask my buddy so and so," and he promoted another advisor within my tweet and tweeted it back to me. It's like, dude, do you realize you're hijacking my tweet to promote another advisor who I do that same thing? He's like, oh, he didn't get it. The advisor he did it for was quite embarrassed. It wasn't him that did it.
Well, that's the wonderful thing about social media. There's lots of people that don't know what the heck they're doing, and there's a lot of people that do, and so you get this weird mix. It's like being in a family reunion.
I will publicly, if I follow somebody, and then they DM me, but they don't follow me back, so I can't DM them back to tell them I don't like them DMing me. I say it publicly.
Yeah, but ad replying somebody doesn't actually
politely,
work to
just
get
publicly.
in front of your followers, though.
What's that?
That wouldn't work, right? Ad replying you.
I know.
It's silly.
I don't know what it is.
Except it gets your attention. That's it. So
Yeah, but I mean, Bonnie's got so many followers. It's not like she sees it.
maybe they're
No, you're
maybe
right.
they're.
I don't.
You know what they're probably doing? They're hoping that you'll retweet it.
Yeah, right.
That's what they're doing.
Oh, yeah, like I'm going to do that.
I mean, Bonnie won't even retweet my shit, and I'm saying nice things about her.
She does. I've seen
No,
her do it.
I try whenever I see
I
you.
get spikes all the time.
I
from you. I'm just
retweeted a
kidding.
Crazy TV Talk and was told to not do that because you guys had posted it too early. So
Oh, that was probably
Okay.
Marcel. He's a little pedantic at times.
I don't
All
I
the
don't
time.
retweet your poetry things because I don't
It's
understand
not me.
them.
It's my dad. It's a dead person tweeting.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
that's just
see, I don't
creepy.
retweet dead
Creepy.
people.
That's the
Creepy.
ultra bot. Yeah. Nah, it's like that's all his poetry, man. It's just like tweeting out. In fact, it's weird because I trend under under poetry, which is really bizarre. I
Okay.
have my thing's skewed, but
Okay.
it's
I didn't
contributed.
understand it, so I
It's
wasn't
good
going to
poetry.
retweet. Okay.
It's good poetry. You should check it. I mean, you go there, find something appropriate, and then tweet it. Don't just tweet what somebody else.
No,
likes.
I don't.
Yeah.
No.
So
But he doesn't
Ken,
understand social media.
did we get
Yeah.
you already?
Ken, what's up?
Oh, yes, it's Ken McGrath at Ken AMCG.
Put some
And,
energy in that, man. Put some energy in. Redo that one. Come on,
It's
you're the
gotta-
voiceover guy.
come
You
on,
used
with
to be
it.
the
Come on,
voiceover.
give us your
Oh,
DJ
yes.
voice.
You know your
Ken
voice.
McGrath.
Your voice has to
this
match
is
your
Ken
lower
McGrath.
thirds.
That beep, beep,
Look
beep,
at those
beep, beep,
lower
beep.
thirds.
Oh, this is Ken McGrath.
AMCG.
That's awesome.
So what?
There you go.
No, and I don't use DMs at all. Actually, there was once that I used it, and it was great to have. Was with Bonnie. Bonnie and I were attempting to meet up, and one of us was going to be a little late, so we used DMing to, or I think it was DM to say we're
He's
going to
gonna
be
be late. That's good. Oh, even
one
if
or
he
the other was
tweets
gonna
that
be
he's going to be
and
late. That's crazy,
That worked
man.
really well.
Yeah, but that was a long time ago before people started really using DM to spam.
That's right. Yeah. It was. It was
I think
actually
everything's spam right
functional
I
back
know.
then.
Us early adopters.
Yes.
Have you had any of the bait and switch spam messages on LinkedIn?
What? Go ahead and tell-
Randall had one of them, and it said the title was I'm looking for a bookkeeper" was the subject line. So of course he's like, "Oh, okay, I'm going to open that one."
Yeah.
And inside it was just a spam message. This guy's just trying to sell his services and wanted Randall to buy his $39 report.
Nice.
What a jerk.
Yep.
Oh, well. What are you going to do?
I've actually unfollowed people that the DM was too aggressive. I just said no. I'm sorry.
Aggressive DM.
Yeah, well, I should do that. I should go through all my my DMs.
I don't even see them.
Yeah, I don't even look at them either. Usually, every now and then I'll take a look just to see if there's anything in there. But usually it's just all spam. Occasionally, someone actually sent me a message.
I know. I missed an event that I was invited to through DM, and it was like 2 weeks ago, sort of thing. So
Hey, we got Matt from Podcast Winterfell on here. Where are you hailing from anyways, Matt?
I'm in St. Louis, so I'm way south of you guys.
Wow. It must be like what? Just raining, not snowing there right now.
Yeah, we actually had a little bit of snow over the last couple of days. We had a little cold front from you guys blow through,
Hey,
and
you know, we're
so
trying
it
to-
changed
Hey,
the
we
moisture
don't have
to
any snow.
a little bit of snow, but nothing stuck at all.
Nothing
Melted off
horrendous.
real quick.
Yeah, like Vancouver snow. Doesn't have a
Well,
chance to. Doesn't have a chance to get
Vancouver,
ugly.
which happens once every couple of years.
Yeah.
Hey, so tell us a little bit about your podcast.
Oh, Podcast Winterfell is dedicated to HBO's Game of Thrones. Thank you very much. You can find it at podcastwinterfell.com. And as far as what you guys were talking about as far as Twitter goes, I'm at WinterfellPod, all one word on Twitter. And my big peeve is if you're going to retweet something, if you're going to take the time yourself to put quotes around somebody else's tweet and tweet it, make sure the information in the tweet is accurate. For
Not a
instance,
dead link.
I get tons of tweets from listeners who retweet somebody and say, spoiler-free article about Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Turns out it's not so spoiler-free.
Or not even an article.
Oh, I happened to see something about that this week as well. Somebody was saying that we're ahead. Somebody was ahead, and somebody else was behind where they were in the programming. And someone said, "Oh, it's not a spoiler," and it actually was for quite a few people.
Yeah, I think, I did a, I was on, was that you guys, the Podcast Winterfell thingy I was on the other day?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was a Podcast Winterfell that Bob was on, and we split a podcast up into half just TV viewers who hadn't read Book 3, and then half Book 3, or guys that have read Book 3 that are what they're going to expect out of Season 3. That was a lot of fun. You did great, Bob. Thanks for joining us.
I was skating on thin ice there. Thank God for IMDb. That's all I can. I was desperately. Oh my God, who the hell is that? I mean, the thing that freaked me out at the beginning was somebody starts like small finger or something like that, little finger. And I go, little finger? Who the hell's little finger? I've never heard that one up before. And I went, little finger, and it's that guy. That guy's little finger. Now I'll remember it. But for me, I am so bad with names. It's just like I really, really enjoy the series, but I don't know who the hell, It's the short guy that's really clever, and then there's the dad figure who's like the leader of the family, and then there's a couple of, it's crazy.
So I actually found your podcast while I was watching that show, while I was binging on it.
Oh, no.
Because I didn't know what the F was going on. And I needed somebody to explain it to me. So I actually found your podcast.
Cool.
I Googled
That's
it.
awesome.
It's
I
an
still
awesome
didn't
podcast.
understand what was going on.
It's pretty awesome. You got to go back to the first show. Yeah.
No, the only one I like is the
60 hours
the Mother
later.
of Dragons. She's
And-
the only one I like. The rest of them,
Because she's blonde?
no, because
And
she's
topless.
fantasy.
Oh, there you
No,
go.
no, she's got those little dragon things, and
Wasn't she naked? I thought she was naked in the episode.
I don't know. I've never seen the
There's a
show.
lot
They're
of
usually
sex in that
usually
show.
it always is.
There's a lot of sex in that
And the
show.
man that's speaking right now is
Oh, hey.
James Card.
Yeah.
So we're doing our intro still.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
yeah,
We just started a little.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I'm James Carg at twisted_MAJIC
Yeah.
magic, and that's me on Twitter.
And what's your Twitter pet peeve or your Twitter tip?
My Twitter tip, just the tip.
Just do the tip, dude.
Yeah,
Just a little
Twitter
bit more
tip. Twitter tip. Engage with people that you would like to engage with.
Just don't just to grab anybody.
But don't spam them. But if you see them posting good content, retweet them, send them a message commenting on their stuff. And I haven't been doing that lately, and I've actually noticed that my engagement has been going down. And I was like, well, what's the difference? I'm like, oh, I'm becoming more of an aggregator rather than part of the conversation.
yeah,
So,
exactly. That's my problem. I aggregate. I don't conversate.
Yeah, so that's my Twitter tip. Also, now with the search functions, your stuff isn't just going to disappear in a day. So
Yeah, you can download your entire history
So
now.
be
Yeah.
careful
So
about
that's cool.
what you tweet certain times.
Well, like anything on the internet. I mean,
Yeah.
if you say, "Oh, I can't believe that got on the internet," or do you think, "Oh, there was a classic case." Is we're doing these hangouts, and when you start the hangout, it's broadcasting over the internet, and just because then I hit the broadcast button and it'll start recording to YouTube, but prior and post to me hitting the start and the end of the broadcast, it's still broadcasting because
Yeah,
it's
there
a
was-
live broadcast.
Yeah, there's been a couple times when I stopped the podcast, and then and then Bob said, 10 minutes later, did you stop the hangout? And I'm like, oh no.
Yeah,
So it was
it's still
recording
going.
the conversation for
Yeah.
10 minutes after.
Yeah, you always get, and those are pretty good.
That's always the best
conversations.
stuff.
Yeah.
So Bob and I did an interview last week. With,
Really?
Yeah, it went up on the feed yesterday, and it was with the CEO of Clarity, Clarity.fm, which is a real cool platform. I think it's going to take off. What do you think, Bob?
Interesting guy, amazing concept. I don't have a lot of details on it. I'm still playing with it. Haven't had a little hits. Basically, though, the concept is if you join Clarity, you can basically set up on your website a little widget. And on the widget, it enables you to solicit people calling you and saying, hey, I'd like to talk to you and get some advice. And it's not free advice. And this is an epidemic that happens here in Vancouver. I get emails every day. I get phone calls every day. Hey, Bob, tell me how to do this. Bob, what's the best microphone to do this? Hey, if I'm doing some graphic design, what do you recommend? It's like they expect it to be free. So now all I say is, oh, fine. Just go to Clarity. Here's my Clarity link. Book a time with me, and I charge $2.50 a minute, and you can talk to me then. And you will be billed for every minute that I talk to you.
And the cool thing is Bob doesn't have to send them an invoice. It's all done through Clarity. Yeah. They do take 15%. But the cool thing is...
But otherwise it would be free totally, so...
Yeah. And on top of that, you can actually do free consultations through Clarity as well.
Yeah, make links.
Or you can charge them in and put the money towards charity with a charity of your choice. So that's cool. But why would you put a free call through Clarity? Because if Bob meets somebody for coffee and teaches them how to podcast or gives them a whole bunch of great business marketing ideas, he doesn't get anything from that. But if he does it for free on Clarity, he'll get a rating. He'll get higher ranked in the Clarity database. And then when other people are searching Clarity, they'll find him. So
yeah, it qualifies you a bit.
Yeah. So I'll just play a clip from the show we did.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool guy.
Week.
Yeah.
And I'll just play a short clip, and then we'll get back.
Meow, 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 meow.
Names, first name, email.
It'd be good use for Circles. Google Circles would work well for that.
Well, I think we should move on to his latest business, which is Clarity, and I think it's pretty cool.
So, you're the guy that's involved with this thing for Clarity. Describe to somebody who has no idea, nothing. It's like, what?
Yeah,
Clarity? What's this?
Yeah, so Clarity is a platform for getting business advice. It helps you find, schedule, and pay for expert business advice to grow your business. It's kind of like eBay for advice. None of the people work for us. They sign up. It's a platform. They have to apply to become an expert. We provide a search tool, and then if they find somebody that they feel can help them out, they can request the call, schedule it, enter in their credit information, and then they pay by the call. So it's broken down by the minute. And, average call is about 30 minutes and costs about $50. And we have over 10,000 experts. We're adding almost 1,000 a month. Our community is about 40,000 members, and we're growing that a lot. We've been live for 10 months. We've done 13,000 calls across 50 different countries. So it's really struck a nerve, and it's been neat to see this. People know they should get advice from people who have been successful in the past. There just was no easy way to do that. And I kind of look at it as like, before they leverage their social capital, so maybe they have a relationship with one or two people they knew could make introductions to help them, but now they can actually spend monetary capital to fast track that conversation and get that advice, near real time.
What's the most popular subject matter? I know you got to, Yeah. Oh, it's a teaser. You don't get the everything else. Unmute. So basically, what was what? What? Huh?
I'm kind of clear on this now.
All right, cool. You're clear. Clarity.
You got Clarity.
He called me while we were having that little split. What I like about it is I put it on all my websites. And now it's got a nice little widget. You click on there. You can book the time. And when I talk to people through Clarity, now I haven't done this yet. So in the future.
It's called Clarity FM?
Yeah. Clarity.fm.
Clarity.fm, yeah.
Because it's probably Clarity.com is owned by some asshole who's like just sitting on it. So, yeah, you can have it for $10,000, man, because I'm just being a jerk. Anyways, it's a great way to monetize your advice. In the past, you kind of like feel guilty. It's like, oh, well, you're asking advice, so I'm just going to give it to you. And after a while, you have to stop giving, or you're not going to have enough money to pay their fucking rent. So it's a real problem right now with people asking for free advice. So it's just a nice option to say, oh, yeah, great. You want that? Here's a link. Check out the link. and set up an appointment. I'd love to chat with you. And what I'll do is I'll send you a link for some free advice after you pay me for some, you call me and you get some advice. You pay me $2.50 an hour, a minute for, 10 minutes of your time, 10 minutes of my time or 15 minutes of my time. I get paid for that's great. The next time I'll give you a free link and we can talk for 20 minutes. No big deal. But you got to pay me some money because, I've been spending my whole life gaining all this knowledge. That it may seem easy for me to just open my mouth and tell you all this stuff, but it's 40 years of figuring it out. That's why you're calling me. I mean, it's you don't know what the answer is.
And if you have, like we talked about on the interview, if someone comes to you and they're broke and they're just starting out and you want to, kind of maybe mentor them a little bit and help them out,
sure.
Still put it through Clarity because you get the.
Well, you get fans.
Yeah, and then people can see that it just validates your expertise when you get ratings and reviews and records of calls.
Well, I've been also using it to blow off people that I know are just sponges. And it's like, oh, Bob, I haven't talked to you for a couple of months. I just have this little question. This is email. And I say, oh, yeah, I'd love to. Boom, here's my Clarity link. Boom,
Bob,
they disappear
I really
out of my life.
Idea
Pardon?
I really like that idea of your approach to it, whereas, pay me for some advice and then you get a free follow-up.
Yep.
That sounds sensible.
Yep, exactly. If you respect me enough to pay me a little bit, like $30-$40, then if you don't, if you, I'm just so sick of sponges because that's all that's out there.
I agree.
Can I talk to Andrew's eyebrows like that?
Absolutely, man.
Sweet. How much does that cost?
$2.50 a minute.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
Andrew's eyebrows are very knowledgeable.
They only,
Just call 1-900.
Yeah, so like
eyebrow.
that's my question.
It's
So
only
can I
Braille,
start
though.
a
It's
sex
Braille.
broadcast where people could call me up asking for sex advice and then it wouldn't be a sex line?
No, you have to be an expert.
Ouch. Gabingo.
It's the last time I let you sleep at my house, Ken.
Well, he didn't say you have to have an expert, but he said you have to have at least have
that's
some
true,
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what it says on the website. Expert conversation.
Yeah. Well, you know what's interesting about it? There are some very, very interesting people on there. Like I checked out the database. There's this guy down in LA. He's a specialist. He's charging $175 a minute
For what?
for his
Whoa.
advice. He's a venture capital guy. Now, if I wanted to get and talk to a venture capital guy, there's no way I get to talk with that guy. So I don't mind paying $175
I'd get to
for
talk
a
to that
minute
guy.
and chat with them. Hey, how you doing? This is my question. Like, if I'm pitching somebody like you on your level, what do you want to see in my pitch? And the guy's, well, I want to see this, this, and this. Okay, and they'll
For
make that happen.
$175, that's a terrible thing.
But you know what? A lot of
Actually,
people.
don't get it,
Yeah,
you
but
Who's going to pay that?
lots of
People
people
do.
do.
People
lot of people-
$175 to talk to one venture capitalist?
Yes, if he's got
Hey,
the right.
Unless it was Mark Cuban or one of those guys from Dragon's Den or something like that. I think that was money.
No.
No,
worth it
no.
at all.
These
No.
are real
Holmes
businessmen.
Ventures. I don't know. You can go on Angel List. You could throw up your own pitch and stuff
Hey,
like that,
James,
and people could just go
you
in there.
just don't get it, do you?
I do get it.
No, you don't, because your comments. man.
$175 though.
This
a
guy is charging
minute.
$275.
That's
Yeah. No,
nuts.
and a lot of them are.
No, they're-
a lot
Sanj,
of them.
would you charge at $175?
Pardon me?
Would you charge $175
No,
for your
'cause I
web
know nobody
design?
would pay $175.
Exactly,
That's the
because we're in
problem. For venture
Vancouver. This
capitalists,
guy's in
yeah.
LA, and his time is worth that much money.
And,
So,
a lot of these like top advisors on Clarity, they're not taking the money. They're doing. It's going to a charity.
They'll
Quite a
donate
few.
it or whatever.
Oh, well,
Can
then
you
I'm cool
set
with
your
that.
own rate
Yeah.
on Clarity?
Yeah. Huh?
Can you set your own rate on Clarity?
Yes,
Yep.
you get to set your own rate. In fact, what's
Whatever you want.
interesting, you set your
okay.
hourly rate, and then you say, do you want it in minutes or you want it by the hour? So I said, well, I charge $150 an hour to talk with anybody, and boom, that's $2.50 a minute. So now I know what my minute rate is. Before that, I didn't know that. So just by figuring that out, which is kind of strange because I could have figured it out with a calculator, I've never thought of it in that way. So every time somebody picks up the phone now and I talk to them for 10 minutes, I've spent $2.50 times 10, which is $25.
I'm gonna
I've just
charge
given you
$5.
$25 worth of my time.
Yep.
And if you call me again and again, then you're just wasting my time and I'm giving it away.
Yeah, and on
So
top
I'm not
of
giving
that,
it away anymore. I'm
Yeah.
sick of it.
On top of that, they don't ask you outright. We have a little chatty poo for 15 minutes. They waste 15 minutes of your time.
And they're idiots.
And then all of a sudden it occurs to you, oh, that's what they're there for.
Hey, Bonnie, what about the people that said they wanted to take you out for lunch so you could teach them everything you know about social media?
Yeah, that's, I love that one. Where they say, oh, look, I'll buy you coffee. Oh, no, I love $150 coffee.
Yes.
And they go, what? Yeah, well, that's how much I fucking charge an hour. And you're going to spend an hour of my time plus my travel time. And you buy me a coffee? Fuck you. I don't have time for people like you.
Whoa is right.
Whoa.
He's on a rant.
Hey, really, if you, in your career, if I had charged every time $2.50 a minute, I'd be up by $200,000 to $300,000 by now.
Yep.
So why should I give $250,000 with my time over 20 years to a bunch of losers?
Yeah, well, I mean, I get a lot of people asking me about podcasting, how to podcast, and things like that. And some people, I'm happy to talk to them about it.
Yes.
Without charging. But other people,
if it's one time.
Yes.
Exactly.
Not again and again and again.
Yeah, if it's an ongoing thing.
Dispensing information. Somebody says, "Oh, really? How do you do that?" And you just talk for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is.
Yep.
And they're fine. But when they call back again, hey, could you give me more detail about? Well, no, I can't actually.
Or what my favorite one is, they say, look, you want to know about mics? Buy a dynamic mic. And then they call you back a week later. Hey, I bought this condenser mic. And I say, well, you don't fucking listen to me, so don't call me again. Click. I mean,
but
if you don't respect what I'm telling you, I don't want to talk to you again. Because you're just wasting my time. If I ask, hey, Andrew, tell me how to do something with my phone, and you tell me for free, and then I don't do it, and I screw up my phone, I come back and complain to you. Hey, I did this. Well, I didn't tell you to do that. I know, but you're the advisor, so it's your problem now. Fix it.
Yeah. The thing is,
websites is a classic example of that.
Anything technical is a classic example of that.
And I think the other thing is they expect free advice. And if you're a nice person, which I am sometimes, and give them free advice, then they don't value your time.
No.
So they won't pay you for your workshops, for anything, because you gave them free advice, and that's what they see you as, free.
Yep, they just devalue yourself to nothing, no value.
So I think this is an amazing idea. I think it's not going to fly.
I don't take ownership of free advice.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
It has no value.
I gave it to you free. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, well, it's kind of too bad.
Yeah, it's your problem.
Yeah.
Now you can hire me for $150 and I'll fix it.
Yeah. You wanna hire?
Well, and you know what? I've said that. When someone asks me a question that they don't understand the enormity of the question, first off. So you give them a little bit of a teaser and say, well, I've got a workshop on this next week, or, let's talk about some group coaching. And then they just are too busy.
Yep, exactly.
Yep. Or if you tell them to, here's a bunch of links, go listen to all these podcasts, read all these blogs, do all this. Well, that's going to take a long time.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, poor you.
You've already done all that, so you can tell me, well, yeah, I can.
But that's what I get. That's what you pay me for.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's why this is a great
No, I love this idea.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, what do you think?
I think that a lot of people want to, just like the rest of the society, everybody wants a shortcut.
Yeah.
And I don't see as far as this website goes, I think that that's a great idea, because you can still give people a shortcut. You can give them a clear, quick, concise answer that won't cost them a lot of money, and they'll be able to act on that if that's what they're looking for. But in the meantime, you're not weighed down by the responsibility of the fact that if the answer does require more of time, that you're giving your own personal time away when you could be charging someone else. I think that that's fantastic. I've gone through several things, especially in the last month. It's funny that you guys are having this, where I've had to talk to support guys at the hosting site for Podcast Winterfell, and I've actually changed hosts as a result of that experience, because I felt like these guys were getting paid a good deal of money to help me, and at the same time, they weren't going through anything that I hadn't already gone through myself, or that I wasn't already asking questions about, and I kept getting the same runaround. I didn't like that at all, so I simply went through a very long, arduous process of fixing the problem myself. And if somebody comes to me and says, how do I fix this problem with TalkShoe? I'm going to say, well, you're going to have to go through that process yourself to figure it out, because I don't want to spend the same amount of time going through the same situation again.
Is that the Maxwell Smart thing?
They want to know. They want to know 3 hour, 10 hours of your work, and they want to know it in 5 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's
Not
interesting?
fair.
TalkShoe isn't Maxwell Smart's
No.
thing.
It's like Blog Talk Radio.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's
I
interesting?
thought it was a shoe phone.
For the other day, I had a problem with my Mac, and I've got extended warranty, so I called up Mac help office, and I'm chatting with this guy. He sounded like an older guy, and it was like, okay, so he said, okay, so tell me your serial number. I said, well, hang on, before we get into that, let me just tell you what I've done so far, and then maybe you can help me, because you probably don't need my serial number. And he goes, oh, okay. And I did this, I did a restart, I did this, I plugged under, I did a safe start 3 times, and he said, holy crap, you really know your stuff. And then in 5 minutes, we were able to determine what was wrong, because I was able to give him the information. And he, at the end of the conversation, he said, look, I just want to tell you that you have made my day. It is so rare that I actually get to talk to somebody that knows what they're talking about and doesn't waste my time. I get people that don't even know what a mouse is talking to me, and they solve my problem. So for people that are out there, the unsung heroes of the IT industry are the help guys, the guys that you call, because for the 99 calls that they answer, 1 time out of 99, they get somebody that actually knows what the hell they're doing.
It's really frustrating.
Or know what to ask for.
Well, exactly.
Yes.
They must know what. Yeah, if you know what to ask for, you
broke.
must know what you're asking for.
It's broke. What do I do?
Yeah, because I figure, it's like, no, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do everything I can. If I really can't fix it, then I'm going to call them. And you just start out by saying, here are the things I've done. Here's where I'm at.
Yep.
What else can I do?
Yeah, and if you can't help me, I want to talk to another tech guy right away.
Remember, I was helping somebody save a document in Word or something like that, and he didn't know anything about computers, and it was taking forever to get him to. I said, just go up to the little squared, the disk icon, and he's like, disk icon. He goes, you mean that little TV?
Yeah, exactly.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, exactly.
Common sense isn't so common.
So it's
Yeah,
frustrating when people have no idea what you're talking
Well,
about.
it's also frustrating that in ways computers are extremely, as we called it in the IT industry, loser-friendly, but they've almost made them that point to the point, that people can function somewhat while still being absolute fucking idiots.
Yep.
And, not really, they manage to screw up a lot of things, but sadly they're easy enough that almost any Gomer can use them.
So I'm going to charge $1,000 an hour on Clarity.
Yeah, cool. Good luck for you.
And because that's $5.
To do what?
What's your area of
what type of
expertise?
advice are you
Gaming?
going to give?
Sex
I'm going to
advice.
give him
Gaming.
sex and gaming.
Gaming.
Gaming sex.
Gaming sick, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
Gamifying sex.
Okay, if he gives sex advice to gamers, he might actually get someone to pay.
Huge
Yeah, there you
market. Huge market.
Well, actually, no. I'm probably going to just charge $1,000 because I do have a lot of information.
Yep.
And it's just whatever is. I tried to do
Gaming
one of
or
those
sex?
teaching schools before where you
Yeah,
could charge
yeah,
how
yeah,
much
yeah.
you were going to do and classes, and nobody was doing it because they was using credits, and there was no way to just pay regular money. So people were always like, "Well, how does this work?" And then
Yeah.
You
Well, at least
know.
this is simpler. It's like
and nobody knew about it. So hopefully clarify.
Yep.
So we got a couple
.fm.
messages I want to get to. And,
What?
then we're going to get into some
Oh, we got a
some
funny
Bonnie talk.
message.
We got some Bonnie stuff going
Oh,
on.
that's right. It's the
Bonnie talk?
This is going to
Yeah.
be the Bonnie show. We're 30 minutes in. We haven't even got to Bonnie. Oh.
Did you
Just
say
the
it was
Bonnie
boring?
show.
No.
Bonnie
No.
did her
Poor
round
Bonnie,
table.
he said.
No,
Yeah.
the
Did we
round
talk
table.
about Stomping Tom
Yeah,
We're going
already?
to talk.
did.
We were going to talk about. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we played.
Anything
a
more than
song.
that is
We
250 cent.
We opened the song, the show with the song. Yeah.
You know, it's even sadder when Annie Green Gables dies.
What,
Anna
is
Green
it,
Gables died?
she's died a long time ago,
never
dude.
existed.
Sorry.
Exactly, Ken.
All right.
I
So
don't know.
Okay, can we hear our message?
we're going to hear the first messages from the Rock God who can't make it today
Oh, yeah,
because
it's
he's got a
hilarious.
date. Here, let's.
Ooh.
Hi, this is Paul the Rock God, at Paul the Rock God on Twitter.
Is he in the bathroom stall?
Yeah.
Oh, he's in Mazatlan?
Hi, this is
There we go.
Paul the Rock God, at Paul the Rock God on Twitter. I'm calling from Mazatlan, Mexico. Yes, I am in Mexico.
Rocking
And
it.
I
Why is
just
he calling
wanted to
us?
give a big say hi to everybody, Andrew and Bob and all the mavens. I'm sorry I won't be able to make the show today. I think I've got an appointment at the at Joe's Oyster Bar in Mazatlan, to cervezas. Having a great time down here. All is well, and I miss you guys, but not that much, so I'm not going to be on the show tonight. So I hope you have a great show, and I will see you in about a month. Take care, everyone. Adios.
I can't believe that guy's down in Mexico for a month.
I know.
Yeah,
Partying.
Mazatlan.
I am so jealous.
It's kind of cool because he goes there all like every year, so he knows everybody, all the locals down there, and he's
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Knowing him, he must know all the karaoke places, man.
Oh yeah.
Hey, the Rock God's back! The Rock God's back. He's probably a superstar that has a cape, comes in. Yeah, the Rock God's here.
Is he like Frank the Tank?
He is kind of actually. I didn't want to mention anything, but he has a lot of fun.
So what's the other?
Because I've seen him at karaoke. So
The other question?
he just gets into it,
Oh, big time. Yeah, yeah.
and then he has a couple more, and then he gets into it even more.
like us.
I have an old band guy, an old band director, who his band literally takes the month of February off, and he spends it on Isla Mujeres because it's so.
Oh yeah, I've
cheap.
been there. That's cool.
Yeah, and he doesn't book the band during the whole month of February, and then he comes back in March, and he's all refreshed, and we've all suffered through the winter, and he's just like, "Let's go, let's play," and we're like, "Man, we've been struggling to work," and
Is it a Game of Thrones cover band?
oh, don't you wish?
That would be sweet.
It's
Come
a
on.
blues- It's a blues band.
All right.
Oh, it's a blues band, but you should totally
even
dress up
better,
as the Game
even
of Thrones
better.
characters.
So let's
That'd be sweet.
play the next question. It's from our regular.
I'm not being
Norm
mean.
Maven.
Hi, Norm.
Hey, everyone. Just wondering, with Bonnie and her 100,000 followers on Twitter. Bonnie, what are you doing? Do I need to become one of your followers? Cool. Anyways, have a great evening. Bye.
Of course you do.
He's great.
He should have already, right?
Yes, that's right.
What's he thinking?
What's he
What's he been waiting for?
He's waiting for an invite. He wants you to
Norm,
tweet
He's
him.
waiting.
and-
No, he's waiting for a direct message.
No, ain't gonna happen, Norm.
Oh man, oh man. Well, after listening to this show, he'll know what to do.
At B Sainsbury, Norm.
At B Sainsbury, go ahead and follow. You've got permission to follow.
Yep.
Yep.
And so we're going to talk a little bit about Twitter and your strategy and what you do and how you
Without
built
giving it
up
all
such
away.
a
Yeah,
long.
without giving it all away.
Yeah, without
because-
giving it all away.
Give it
because
all away.
After the show, we're going to give her Clarity page,
Yeah.
so everyone can call.
Yeah.
when they get
and,
stuck.
Yeah.
No, actually, I'll tell you a lot because I tell my clients to give away as much information as you can, because in the end, 95% of the people are going to hire you anyway because either they don't understand it or they want the one-to-one or the one-to-many conversation. So truly, you can give as much information as you can away, not one-on-one and not custom, but if you talk about, for instance, my formula for getting followers is very simple.
What's the formula, Bonnie? Tell me now.
Okay. So when you start out, you probably only have a couple of hundred followers. And until you get to almost 1,000, my advice is to build manually. And there are lots of utilities, and I used one past about 5,000. I used a utility to build up my Twitter follower based on keywords. But until then, I found a thought leader in my niche, or it was a thought leader that my community. So I have to understand who I am. I have to understand who my community is and who they respect. And once you do that, then you find a thought leader and you start following people they follow. And you can also harvest from their lists because, thank you very much, they just filtered them for you.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah.
So that's the first half of it. You have to follow at a pace that's in relation to how many followers you have. So if you have 100 followers, then maybe you should only be following 5 or 6 at a time. When you get up to 20,000, 30,000, then you can follow several hundred at a time. So the other thing is the following ratio should be about the same. I know that's controversial. You know what? I don't give a damn.
It's like at a 1.1 or 1.2 to 1.
Yeah. So first of all, that's what Twitter wants. So why not stay within their guidelines? And about 2,000, it's got to be pretty even. Otherwise, you can't get past the 2,000. So you're following a thought leader, and just think of them as the theme of the week. So you talk about things that community in particular wants to hear. So if I am harvesting from Bob Garlic, then I would take a look at what Bob is saying, and I would retweet him maybe once a day for the whole week. Because that's the same as introducing, as Andrew coming and introducing someone to me, and Bob, using Bob as the intermediary. So Bob said...
Yeah, check this out. This is a cool link.
Right, because why would they follow you back if you don't have the same interests that they do? Now, it also has to be, you have to be real. So you can't be, one week you're a, hockey fan, and the next week it's social media, and the week after that it's wine. When you're building up, you have to be consistent. But that is one of the secrets, and it truly works.
It's interesting, Brian, because really what you're saying is you got to know yourself before you get into Twitter. What am I going to be on Twitter? And there's so many people that say, I got a Twitter account. Yeah, but what are you? What are you passionate about? What do you tweet about? I say, anything.
No.
Well, then they're not into Twitter.
That's right.
Or it's just like, well, I think I'm a funny person. I tweet funny stuff. Oh, good luck with that.
Yeah.
So the thing that...
Well, that could work if it's just, if you're just using it for friends and family and stuff like that.
This is business. This is business
this
that
is
I'm
real.
talking about.
We're talking Twitter for business.
Okay.
Here.
Why are you asking dumb questions? You are a business person. I am coming to you because of your expertise and because you're going to solve a problem. And you're friggin' asking me, why is the sky blue? I'm going to trust you.
I think it's because of the sea reflecting off of the
really?
atmosphere.
It has to do with the color.
You know what? I'd pay $1,000 a minute.
See,
for
there you go.
that kind
Yeah,
of-
I think that's why the sky's blue.
No, it's all the RGB monitors.
That's it. Yeah.
No, it's the frickin'.
Okay, you got it.
Let's call Chris Hatfield up, okay?
Exactly.
We can. We can tweet
Yeah.
him.
He's on
Actually.
clarity.
We could add him to the Hangout.
Yeah. Okay. So what else you got for us, Bonnie?
So my question is, what about like aggressively following and then unfollowing those who don't
I hate
follow
those
back?
dicks.
That's what you read about on some blogs. That's
Okay, I do that actually.
okay.
I do. Yeah.
Well, people don't follow you.
Just a minute. Because so your choice is when you are harvesting followers. I like that word. Your choice is either to read all of their profiles and read 2 days worth of tweets for every single one of them. And then make a decision about whether you're going to follow them. I'm sorry, I've got other things to do. Okay. So I go down, despite the fact that there's already some filters, I go down and let's just say 10, and I just follow them based on their bio. Hint here, people. Fill your bio out.
Yeah.
Tell me where you are. I'm a good dad. I don't care.
Yeah. Use
Unless I'm a
keywords.
daddy blogger. But, and some of the interesting esoteric stuff, no, I don't know what the hell they do, and move on.
And also, too, at least where are you? It's like...
Yes.
Yeah.
So I do that. So I will follow a number of people aggressively, but not too aggressively. So the 1.2, and then once a week I go through and I jettison you if you haven't followed me back in 3 to 4 days, which means most of the people in Vancouver, because apparently they're checking my credit score, or, coming to visit me or whatever it is to get me to follow me back.
Yeah.
People other places can make the decision in 3 days. And I use something like Manage Flitter or
Social Bro.
Sorry?
Social Bro.
Social Bro is another one. Twitter Cleaner. And if you're not engaging, then I get rid of you.
Yeah, well, I mean, the same thing with I'll go through, and anybody that doesn't have a profile picture.
Oh, yeah, well, you don't even get
egg,
on.
Boom.
Yeah.
If it's a foreign language, boom, you're gone. Because
No
I
egg, no
don't speak
bio,
Spanish.
no-
I don't
no
cheat.
follow.
Yeah, if
If you
I don't
haven't
speak
tweeted
Chinese,
in over a month.
yeah, well, no,
Yeah,
they if you haven't tweeted in a week, that's it. Boom, you're
Actually,
out.
you know what? I used to get rid of those people until I read somewhere that there's a lot of lurkers out there. So they read the stuff, but they don't
comment.
post.
Yeah.
So, but I found Manage Flitter and
Well,
Twitter
if they're
Cleaner.
reading stuff and not posting, then it shouldn't matter to them if you're following them or not.
If I'm following them, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
Yeah,
wouldn't necessarily. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
if
Well,
they're-
except if I want to DM them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No.
But they're not going to respond. They'll freak out, right?
Yeah,
they're, I mean,
that's right.
there's different types of people in social media, right? There's lurkers. There's people that are a little involved, and then there's creators that are putting tons and tons of stuff out, and then there's connectors that are people putting other different people together. So.
Okay,
Really,
so-
you want to get rid of the lurkers because they have zero value.
So
They're just leeching off you.
I don't consider anybody with less than 1,000 followers, followees, serious. So if you have 300, and I know it was Gladstone or Gladwill or whatever the hell it was that ripped off some other Dunbar, who said you can't have more than 300 people.
150 actually.
150 is.
Oh, is that what it is?
Glad will say 150. Well, it
Okay,
is
but it's
true.
Okay, but that's face to face. This is Twitter, and Twitter has a small window of time. So if you have 325 or 150 is even worse, those 150 have to be online
All the time.
7x24 watching for what I have to say. But if I have 25, 50, 75,000 people, then they're on for 2 or 3 minutes and you have a better chance of someone looking at it. And if you have an engaged audience, then that makes sense. If you're a spammer, well, whatever.
the Dunbar number, it's the people don't. It's not for followers; it's for people that you follow, right? So I know one person that did that. The podcast Answer Man, Cliff Ravenscraft, he used to have fairly equal numbers, 8,000 and 7,000 or something like that. And he unfollowed everybody except for the core people that he wants to actually see. And it's less than 100. He wanted to get below the Dunbar number. He unfollowed everybody. Wow. And he apologized to people. He said, if you feel bad, this is why I'm doing this, and I'll still reach out to you on other networks. But on Twitter, I'm only gonna follow people that are key people in his life, basically.
So why would you not use lists? I use lists for everything. I max out my lists all the time, not in terms of people, because sometimes some of those lists really do have only 100 people on them. Others I've maxed right out because it depends on what I'm working on, the kind of mood I'm in, to be able to segment those people so that I can have a conversation, because they're not all social media people. Sometimes it's Vancouver people, and I want to talk about, or I want to listen to things that are local. And if I had, there's no way that you could, even with 1,000 or 5,000, there's no way that you can segment those kinds of conversations.
Yeah, because it would just be a fire hose.
Okay, so my question is, Bonnie, how long does it take to build a list? I mean, because you've got like 5, 10, 15,000 people. How do you create a list?
Friends of friends.
Yeah. All right, so you're using friends to filter the...
Yeah. And does that mean you miss people? Of course it does.
But if they're putting great content, eventually you're going to run
You
into them, and
find
then
them-
you're going to add them to the list eventually, right?
You know, the other place I find them is tweet chats. So if you're...
So what's a tweet chat?
Tweet chat is an agreed time when some number of people agree to use the same hashtag.
Oh, really? Okay.
So if you're looking for something interesting, hashtag leadership chat, and I don't know what day it is, but you can look that up. Blog chat is another one that is and there's a social...
CM chat.
Oh, CM chat. Okay, I don't know what that is.
Country music chat.
Oh, okay.
Jessica Northey runs it.
Okay, that wouldn't be mine, but
Jessica Northey's
whatever.
pretty awesome.
But if you're looking for leaders in a niche, that's a very good way. And
there's a BC wine chat.
Okay, yeah. So if that's an area of interest, you're there for an hour, and you can get a pretty good sense of who that person is, what kind of content they have, and that's a good place to follow people. And it's a good place to find thought leaders.
Yeah, well, and to create lists.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Nice.
Cool. And how do you know what you're doing? Like you've got over 100,000 or approximately 100,000.
I got rid of a bunch, so.
Yeah, why did you do that strategy? Why you were up to almost 100,000 or a little.
No, I went over 100,000,
and now you've just cut back. So you're down like what, to like 80, 90?
No, 90 some odd, and then it's back up again. So it was because as I was building, I learned as I was going along, and I had different values when I was growing. The utilities to be able to analyze your followers became better. So all of that happened in that year or just under a year while I grew it.
Yeah, so like Manage Flitter, so you can analyze your Twitter followers en masse. And
yes, and Twitter Cleaner is a great one too, and that got more and more powerful. So now I can look at people who tweet the same link over and over again. I didn't have that available to me before.
Nice.
So I got rid of all those people, and that was like 1,500 people, believe it or not.
Wow.
And I was looking at the spam filter. Thought I was careful as I was building, and they still slipped through the crack. So that's why that's why.
So obviously, like, it's not just all about building the highest number. No. You want to, how do you measure whether your social media marketing is working? Like, what tools do you use for that?
So I use Crowd Booster. It's $10 a month. They're the ones that they were free in beta. They got to the end of the beta, and then there was no freemium model. But nobody else does what they do, so I paid the $9, gnashing my teeth. But I watch what each of my tweets have done in terms of the reach, and I look at how much, what my retweet rate is, what my click-through rate is, what my mention and my favorite reach. So for a whole week, and I actually put that into an Excel spreadsheet, and I graph it so that I can tell. And my retweet percentage hasn't changed much. It's 1.5 to 1. So almost everything I do gets retweeted. And believe it or not, a lot of it gets favorited too. So, and click-throughs, who knows? Sometimes they're big numbers, and I don't know where they come from. Other things that I think are quite valuable, I get 5, 10, 15.
Yeah, I find the same thing. And what's weird in mine is on my buffer stats, when I get like over 2,000, or I've got like several now since the last time I told you about this, that are 1,500, 2,500, 2,600, 2,700, all in between. And this is on app.net, where I only have 41 followers.
Yep.
And it's because on app.net, nobody has a lot of followers, so they followed the global feed. Remember when Twitter used to show the global feed? So it's you can reach a lot of people on app.net. So that's just another little.
And
add-on.
I use my Bitly API on it, so it doesn't show other people's click-throughs. Because otherwise, it's everybody's click-through. It's not. If you use your Bitly, then it goes through. It measures through that URL.
Okay, so for people that don't understand, Bitly is not just a way to shorten your URLs so you can put it on Twitter. You can actually monitor how many people click through. It's a very, very amazing, powerful device, and it blows my mind that people don't understand how amazing Bitly is.
You can customize it too.
Oh,
I
Do you have a custom Bitly?
I've got several.
I do. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
The Bunker project, everybody. I mean, for all the stuff that I'm doing, I have custom Bitlys because I know it's going to be valuable. Now, I heard that Bitly basically dumps inactive custom addresses, but I've never had that problem.
I haven't either. I never noticed. I never noticed.
So I wanted to backpedal a little bit. You're talking about these filters and dumping clients. A lot of people are listening don't have that many people on Twitter. When should they start dumping people?
From the very beginning, because you need, even if you have 300 people, if they're people that aren't engaging with you, it doesn't make any difference whether it's 300, 3,000, 30,000. They're not engaging with you. They're not your community. They're not your peeps.
Yeah.
So why would you keep them except for ego?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what if you have 300 and those 300 people are reading your stuff but not engaging?
All of them aren't just reading. I don't know what number it is.
Yeah.
But I would still be careful. And
I think, like Margaret said, they'll still follow you just because you unfollow them.
Yes, that's right.
So if they're lurkers and all they care about is reading, like Margaret mentioned, why would they care if you unfollow them?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because all they want is your information. They want to see get your links. You're curating for them, basically.
Okay. So one of my, not pet peeves, one of my question marks is there are people that use a utility to tell them when they've been unfollowed. And then
they say,
they
why?
tell the world,
yeah.
Excuse me.
Bonnie unfollowed me.
They say, please tell me why you unfollowed.
Well, because you're a loser.
No, well, I mean, but that's how you should respond. It's like,
damn it, why are we talking about what I did?
Please tell me why you're automatically posting.
Yeah.
That could be a good response.
I don't understand that. Why not?
Please tell me why you auto DM sales spam.
Yeah, or you hijacked my, or you. So there's two things that, two reasons that I just knee-jerk, unfollow, unpost, whatever you, say, religion and politics. Even if I agree with you, I don't care.
Yeah.
Just move on.
Or multi-level marketing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
those three.
those ones.
Yeah.
Once in a while.
But that's an obvious one.
Excuse me. Once in a while, a multi-level marketer, especially on Facebook, will sneak through and stay there for months. And if you're that good, I'll stay with you.
Yeah.
Just don't sell me. But there's this one woman, and she provides amazing content, and you have to dig 2 levels deep. And I know a little bit about the multi-level marketing companies, and that's why I knew what she was. But I figure if she's that good, I'm going to stick with her, even though I'm never going to buy anything from her.
There's so many times I've said that.
Yeah, what's her address on Twitter? Let's do a shout out to her because she's
I don't know what it is on Twitter.
If she's that good, I'm going to stick with her. That's my usual MO. If that comes out of my. That's usually the girl I date.
Yeah.
There you go. Ouch.
So
it's all about the Twitter.
Before we close off the show, what are your favorite Twitter tools to use for monitoring Twitter, for stats, for managing your lists and all that kind of stuff?
So the first one is Buffer. I absolutely, everybody should be scheduling using Buffer. Don't use anything else. Don't mess around. It is so easy. It's universal. It gives you the kind of information that you need. And you can mix Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn accounts. It's just, it is the best. I pay $9.
You can schedule them all using the same tool, but keep them separate with separate schedules, which I love.
Absolutely. There it is. Yeah, and I pay for the pro version of that.
Yeah, I've got the pro version too.
I use, as I said before, Manage Flitter, and that's to monitor what's happening in the community. Twit Cleaner, I use that also, just to find out. And the other thing is, sometimes you, when you first follow somebody, their profile is this, and then they suddenly change because they went to a workshop and some spammer told them that they can get rich doing this.
That's so sad.
So that, and I love TweetDeck, and today I almost cried. I read an article that Twitter just bought TweetDeck a little while ago.
I know, and they're going to throw it away.
They are going to throw it away.
Guaranteed.
Bastards.
Well, you know what?
So what are they doing? They're incorporating some of their technology into the website, or what?
Yeah, it's going to the web version of it, which actually I use anyway.
Yeah.
They're dumping Facebook. Well, that doesn't bother me.
Surprise, yeah.
But I don't know. How am I going to keep track of all my lists if I don't have TweetDeck?
Sucks. Yeah, and you know what? And
Hootsuite can do that.
But Twitter
like
is.
I don't like Hootsuite at all. I don't like the interface.
Same with Twitter. I mean, that they'll buy something that has a beautiful interface and they'll screw up the interface.
I know.
It's like,
and Hootsuite just bought the other one that I used to use when TweetDeck was down. With the French guy.
Seismic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
really? They bought.
Oh yeah, they did.
And that's what they're going to continue to do.
Yeah,
for years
because
and years
Seismic bought Ping, or took over Ping.fm or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, I didn't know Hootsuite bought
But
it.
I think that there's going to be a groundswell of TweetDeck because it's geeks like me that like TweetDeck and
very
we
powerful.
Are mean.
Well, it's not only that. It's like you have like a massive millions and millions of audience, or maybe hundreds of millions in your audience. If you look at the top, 300 tweeters out there, that's hundreds of millions of people. And I'm not talking celebrities. I'm talking about people that are actually active in using it and have real accounts, not like, 5 million people are following me and I'm actually following 20 people. Those guys don't count. It's people that are active and have communities they can actually influence.
If they're going to streamline it, I don't have an issue because TweetDeck's got a bunch of crap.
Well, they
in
can't
it
be that
nobody
stupid.
used.
I mean, come on. They've just got to make their
Bob
website better. But I know. Hey, give them
No, you're right. They can't be that stupid or someone else is going to come along because native Twitter, and I will admit that it's got better, but it's still nowhere near TweetDeck.
So do you mean someone else isn't a competitor to Twitter, or someone who builds a platform like TweetDeck for Twitter?
Well, or just builds a platform and puts it out there.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
App.net
not everybody's
has a
going to
free
go to
version
Hootsuite.
now.
It's a numbers thing. It's a numbers game.
Some people like me just don't like Hootsuite. I mean, I don't like the way...
The problem is, though, is that Twitter's
like it when the
charging
owl
now
touches me.
is limiting the number of what do you call it? The APIs. They're limiting the number of calls on Twitter's server.
Yeah.
They've always done that.
No, they didn't do that until about a year ago, or less than a year ago.
Well, could that be why we used to get Twitter whale fails?
So that's
all
why
the time?
that's why the founder of App.net started App.net because of that.
I'm with Bonnie for the interface for Hootsuite. Rubs me the wrong way too.
Oh, okay.
Really? Okay.
I know. I'm
Well, you know what?
famous
Let's get somebody from Hootsuite in here so they can defend themselves in the next couple of shows.
Oh, you know what? I'd love that because
All right, we will.
I have some
I'll give him a call.
You can talk to Ryan Holmes for $1.67 on Clarity.
There you go.
Oh,
Can you for real?
Hey, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I saw it.
Actually, big Clarity people on. We're going to pay for you for being
all
on
the
for
people
half an
that
hour.
refuse to come on the Bunker Show, we can just go to their Clarity account and book them for a call.
You want to Skype them into the
Actually,
show? Can be done. Yeah.
And James, for you, you can talk to Mark Cuban. $167 an hour.
There you go.
That's cheap.
A minute.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, I thought
Oh
you were
wait,
bitching
for
about that
167 for a minute?
A minute.
So why is he charging $8 less than the other guy?
I don't know.
No. Ryan Holmes is $1.67.
No, I meant, but Bob was talking about a guy
Cuban
that was getting
is
paid 175.
Oh, whatever. I got the number wrong.
Yeah, so $168 to talk to Mark Cuban. Good deal.
Hey, everybody out there, thanks for coming to the show. Bonnie, one last tip for people. You got 5 seconds.
Tweet naked.
Be nice. Don't drink and tweet, please.
Oh,
And you don't
very
have to
good
wear
advice.
clothes to tweet. That's
And you
my
don't
final
Hey,
thing.
we got a couple of late guests. Marcel, jump in there and say hi.
Sup, bros? How's it going? They're playing the theme music, so I'm probably being played off. I brought Byron again. He went and got
Hey,
tanned
Byron.
and
Yo.
went up like 2 feet the past couple weeks. It's pretty sweet.
Easy.
Also, this guy's name is Alex.
Hey, and Alex, you are probably the best dressed guy here. I love the burgundy, love the tie. And, you know, I was talking to my tailor the other day, and he said, Bob, I got to get you into some, what's that stuff called you're wearing on your vest?
A suit.
No. But what's the material?
Eat the mic, Alex. You got to lean into the mic.
I don't know, but we
It's
we
not
call
corduroy, is it?
Frunku, so that's what I know.
Yeah. He's trying to sell me on corduroy. He said, but that kind of looks Swazi, very corduroy-ish.
Yeah,
So how do you
thank
leave
you.
a voicemail?
Oh, yeah.
1-877-636-14... Shoot.
Oh, 1474. Hey, guys, see you next week.
Seacrest out.
It's the Norm Maven.
What the hell?